Hey guys, TGKS Productions. So in this video, I have a Red Dead Online bug update for you. I did a few of these in the past. I did one regarding the daily challenges streaks, resetting, as well as when the camps were sort of having issues spawning in. And as far as the camps spawning in, there still are some issues with that, but I'm not going to be going over all the bugs in Red Dead Online, but there's going to be one that I'm going to be focusing on in this video, and probably the reason why you clicked on this video. The majority of you probably clicked on this video for that reason, but essentially it's going to be regarding the Moonshiner sales not working in Red Dead Online. I definitely classify this as being on the same level as somewhat of a game-breaking bug as the daily challenges streaks getting reset, the camps not spawning in, as well as even when the animal spawns, there was an issue with that. For the most part, Rockstar have seemed to work out the majority of those bugs that I just stated. However, as far as the Moonshiner sales are concerned, this has definitely been an issue for, I would say, at least a month, maybe even 2 months now. I even experienced what I'm going to show you here next coming up about probably 6 to 8 weeks ago, maybe almost 2 months ago, and I'm still experiencing this even up until very recent. So this is definitely something Rockstar needs to look at and deal with. So I'm going to show you here though. Like I said, there's essentially two ways that this gets affected, or these sales get affected. I'm going to show you the first right now. You see here I'm about to start a Moonshiner sale. I'm going to skip sort of Marcel talking here, just because he does say a lot here. Also, I don't want to get the overlaying of our voices, but essentially what you're seeing here is, I would say, the most common way that these sales glitch, and that is just getting caught in an infinite loading screen. I started to try to do these sales again because I wasn't really playing Red Dead Online that much as of late, and I tried to do one of these sales, I want to say either last Tuesday or Wednesday, after Rockstar actually released a patch on March 9th, last Monday, and this is actually what happened to me. I even tried to sell, like I was talking about in the beginning of the video, around 1 to 2 months ago, and same thing happened to me, but it's pretty much going to be infinite loading screen. I ended up, one of these times this happened to me, I walked away for like 45 minutes to an hour, and I was still stuck in this loading screen. So obviously, I don't know if this really ever does loads. That's why most players refer to them as infinite loading screens. But this is the first, and I would say probably most common, at least from my experience, that these Moonshiner sales glitch. Now this is the second way that these sales seem to bug out. You end up getting a message that says your posse has abandoned the job, as you see right there. So that seems to be the second way these sales seem to bug out, from my experience, as well as from the research that I've done from other players experiencing the same issues with the Moonshiner sales. These seem to be the two ways that they bug out. Mostly, at least from my experience, I've only had that happen one time. All the other times it's been the infinite loading screen. So I'd say the infinite loading screen is definitely more common, but it's definitely frustrating. I tried to sell this, like I said, there was even a patch that was put out last Monday on March 9th, and I've tried to sell this, I want to say, every day since then. I was starting with either last Tuesday or Wednesday up until Friday. If you even look at my Red Dead Online stream on Friday, if you go to the end of the stream, you'll see I actually tried to sell my Moonshiner. Moonshiner, or the shine that I had produced at least, in my Moonshine Shack, and it bugged out on me. I had to end up ending the stream because I couldn't do anything. I got stuck. So I tried to sell this pretty much since last Tuesday or Wednesday up until that Friday, so about 3 or 4 times, and every single time it bugged out on me. So 3 or 4 times in a row it bugged out. This is definitely really frustrating because you can end up losing a lot of money, because obviously if I'm not as progressed in the Moonshiner role. I'm only level 13, and part of the reason is because of these getting bugged out. But for someone who's obviously selling like strong shine, they're making, with a 3-star shine, they could be making over $200. If 3 or 4 sales don't go through, that's potentially them losing $600 to $800, because they could have obviously had it refilled for the next time and sold. And obviously, that's these sales bugging out is preventing them from doing that. But that's not even it all. You could actually end up losing your shine altogether. Actually, the last time this happened to me, it must have been after my stream on Friday, because actually when I came back to check it again, right before I'm actually recording this video on Monday, I actually lost my shine. So you can actually lose your shine also when these sales bug out. It's not all the time, but you can actually lose the shine that you produced when these sales bug out and if you have to close your app. So that is definitely very frustrating too. So you actually could be, actually losing money, not just sort of hypothetically as I was talking about before with just not being able to sell. You could actually be straight up losing money also. So this is definitely very frustrating given that. You could even end up losing gold also with these sales, not as much as the cash, but you'll see here with these daily challenges, you'll see one of them I had there was earn $100 from a Moonshiner sale. And giving you another example from a different day here, I'm going to show you even some other rule ones, and you'll see here I have another $100 made from the Moonshiner sale, as well as selling with 15 bottles in tax. So there's 2 daily challenges with this day that are tied to the Moonshiner sale. So obviously if you're grinding these daily challenges out, you wouldn't, if the sales aren't working, you wouldn't be able to complete these. And here's even another day, $100 made from the Moonshiner sales. So that one seems to be a very popular one, but very often there is at least 1 or 2, like I said, 1 or 2 daily challenges that are focused or centered around the Moonshiner role. And again, like I said, if you're having problems with the sales, you're not going to be able to finish these out, which can definitely be frustrating. So it does affect gold also, not on the same level as the cash. You could definitely be losing a lot more cash with these sales, given the fact that the sales, you do make cash off the sales, not gold. But it does affect the gold also. So this does affect both currencies in Red Dead Online. Again, cash more so, but again, I think that definitely really just further supports the idea that Rockstar really needs to prioritize this bug as soon as they possibly can. If you look at the March 9th patch that Rockstar released for Red Dead Online, I talked about this, or I mentioned this earlier in the video. This is the most recent patch for Red Dead Online that Rockstar put out, unless they release one on Tuesday, which is going to be when I release this video, so basically tomorrow. So unless they put out a patch then, this is the most recent patch that Rockstar put out for Red Dead Online. What's interesting is if you look at these bullet points, I'm not going to go through all of them, but feel free if you want to read through them. But if you look at these, none of them specifically regard or mention the Moonshiner's sales or role for that matter. The closest thing we have is if we look at bullet point 1, it says improvements to issues with endless loading screens when performing some actions in Red Dead Online, such as switching between game modes in sessions. That really doesn't even necessarily mention or really, I would say, even point towards the Moonshiner role there. It's saying modes and sessions. So I don't know if that, that's the closest we have to the Moonshiner sales, because it mentions endless loading screens. That's about it though. So I don't know, if Rockstar, I don't know how they're not seeing this, considering that from the research I've done, I've seen a number of players on Reddit complaining about this, even some other sites that are having the same issues with this. So I don't know how they're missing this, and I highly doubt I'm the only player that's obviously experiencing issues with this. But they definitely need to get on this ASAP, because I would definitely classify this as a game-breaking bug, considering it greatly affects the cash currency and even somewhat of the gold currency. So they definitely need to work on this. And even regarding a current situation we have at hand, Rockstar did make a statement regarding the coronavirus and what they were going to do going forward as far as their business is concerned. Essentially, they just, I'm not going to read through this whole thing. Again, feel free if you want to, but just to sort of pick out some key points, they just stated that they were obviously going to move most of their business, to home for their employees, which I definitely would expect and pretty much already expected, just because I assume most of what they do already is pretty much online or on the computer anyway. They said that their online game is going to operate as usual, and they even stated that their support teams are going to remain available to their players. Now, that is the main reason why I'm saying that or bringing this up, is because even though with the coronavirus going on, this really shouldn't throw a curveball into any patches they could potentially release for this. So I would say it really doesn't make an excuse for this to be going on any longer than it already is. So they still should be releasing a patch as soon as possible, even with the coronavirus and all the chaos that's going on right now in the world with that. But definitely, like I said, this is something they need to work on and try to release a patch as soon as they possibly can. And I'm not even going to necessarily try to recommend things to fix for it, because of the mere fact that I know when the trader rule, when the camps weren't working, regarding the trader roles run out of the camp. So with the camp not spawning, you couldn't use the trader role or utilize it, and that was a big problem, and occasionally still is, but definitely not on the same level as it was maybe a month or two ago. But I know a number of players would recommend a number of things for that, such as like trying to do a story mission, switching sessions, all of that. And personally, I tried a lot of that. It didn't really work. It was sort of on and off. So really the only thing that fixes really any of these bugs, such as with the daily challenge streaks, the animal spawns, and even with the camp spawns, is really the patches. So we really just need an official patch from Rockstar fixing this bug. Now keep in mind, these may not necessarily always glitch as far as these Moonshiner sales are concerned. I was able to make one sale actually before recording this video. However, I had 3 or 4 attempts, obviously the past week before that didn't go through. I talked about how, like I said, over a month or two ago I had the sale glitch out on me, and obviously there wasn't an official patch from Rockstar since March 9th, and all these sales took place after that, the ones that I'm mainly referring to besides the one took place a month or two ago. So given that obviously this isn't fixed, you may occasionally be able to sell, but there's also a number of times where you may also not be able to sell. So definitely needs to be worked out, just like sort of with the camps. There may be times where back when that was a big problem, there may be times where you could spawn in, but there may be a lot of other times where you couldn't. So it's the same thing with this, and I'm sure a lot of people experiencing this probably can agree with me on that. But again, we just really have to hope for a patch from Rockstar to hopefully work this bug out and fix it and hopefully eliminate it altogether. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's our best bet with this. But if you are experiencing this, like I said, that's probably the likely reason why you're watching this video. Be sure to leave a comment and let me know if there's obviously any other pressing bugs that are going on in the game that I may have not mentioned. I know I didn't mention all of the bugs. I definitely think this is probably one of the most game-breaking ones, though, that is going on right now, so that's why I want to make a video about it. But if there's any other ones going on, or if you're experiencing this, let me know. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have for this video. And as always, have a great day.